What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Flippin' Stoop with a moving camera. Got some lessons learned over the past 48 hours. Truly and hardly. I was starting to feel kind of unhealthy. Here in mid-Michigan, it's pretty hard. It's not hard, but I guess I would be making up excuses of not wanting to go outside and jog when it's, 10 degrees outside, 15 degrees outside. So me and my lovely fiance decided to join a gym. Short story to start this channel. Or this video today. And so we got into this gym and we started doing some warm-ups, some elliptical type of stuff. And I said, well, she wanted to ride a bike. So I said, well, I'm going to go play around a little bit. And me, as you guys know, I've said it in previous videos, I used to weight train very heavily. 2 times a day, 7 days a week. Ridiculous amounts of calories I was taking in a day. I took it real serious, let's put it that way. So here I am just on the lat machine. I can't raise my arms any higher now. But I was on the lat pull down machine to where, you arch your back a little bit and you're pulling. And I started with very lightweight, thinking that it wasn't going to hurt nothing. And I did about 12 sets like that of 20. And I'm like, man, I feel good. I love this place. I love the atmosphere. It's really great. It's really going to be fun. It's going to make me feel healthier. So when I'm listing items, I don't, my back's not sore. You don't think that in the beginning that can become repetitive, but standing in any one place for 6 to 8 hours a day can begin to pull wear on you. So about 1 o'clock in the morning comes around last night, and I try to roll over. You guys, as I said, I fit trained for, oh goodness, probably a good 7 years. Took it very serious. And I've never felt pain like that in my life under my armpit. It still feels like right now I got bowling balls underneath my armpits. I've had it pulled muscles in my lower back from training. I've had them in my chest from training. I've even had them in my bicep, but I've never had them in my lats or my latissimus majors, right? And I'm telling you what, that is a different feeling. And I just thought that would be something to spark the group up with today. I am 40 now, guys, not 20. My mindset was like, yeah, I'm a young buck now. I'm get back into healthy, get back into good shape. Don't overdo it in the beginning. And that's going to bring me to my next subject and topic of this group. Now, whether this person meant this or not, I don't know. They just joined the group and they says, I want to start reselling my first week at $1,000 a week. How do you guys think that's going to go for that reseller? It's not going to go good. You're not going to make $1,000 your first week. I don't care who you are. I don't care how many items you list. eBay's not going to give you that much traffic in the beginning. Within due time, $1,000 a week is very feasible. It is. Literally, you can work 2-3 hours a day listing it, and you can make $1,000 a week on eBay. So I don't know if that person meant that or they just didn't have enough space to fill in what they really meant. But if your goal is your first week to make $1,000 on eBay, this ain't the place for you, man. It's not going to work for you like that. That's not me being a Debbie Downer or a jerk or anything like that. That's just me telling you the truth. Yeah, in the beginning when I first started, I was all gung-ho 16 hours a day. I didn't even come close to that my first week. I don't even think I hit that my first month, guys. And I was going 7 days a week, as many hours possible a day as I could be doing it. And I don't even think I reached $1,000 in a month. So if that is what you meant, is to reach $1,000 your first week of reselling, recalibrate your thought process and be realistic with yourself. First of all, you have to earn here's some tips for you on eBay. First of all, you have to earn, traffic through eBay. And how you do that is list items every day and get your packages to the people on time. And then they start building a trust in you. And then eventually you can pretty much guess about how much money you're going to make a week, right? Give or take. It fluctuates a little bit, right? By the amount of items you're listing a day. But to go in this and thinking you're going to make $1,000 your first week, first of all, for you to make $1,000 a week, you need to sell $2,000 of inventory. So, are you even possible to get $2,000 of inventory on your? Not if you're doing it like me with clothes. I don't think I could get $2,000 of inventory in my store my first week ever. Never listed an item before, and then I'm in a dump It's just not feasible on eBay. You're not going to be able to do that. So maybe just, like I said, recalibrate your thought process. Think about it a little bit. I haven't been making as much content, guys. I've been really fixating on other things in my life, as well as continuing to do eBay. I really think, I do really believe in the beginning, guys, it's the take it slow thing, man. Don't rush in it. Don't think you're going to make $1,000 on eBay, man, unless you got, 100 iPhone 13s. If you got 100 iPhone 13s, I still don't think eBay is going to give you that much traffic. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be 100% wrong. I don't know. But if you're doing it with something like me, with clothes or records or whatever other miscellaneous items you're finding at thrift stores, $1,000 your first week. I mean, it's great to set your expectations high, but try to set that for your first month goal, because that's possible. I've seen that happen many times, right? Set that as maybe your first month goal. And then after you can reach that in a month, then start working on maybe reaching that bi-weekly. And then start working on reaching that weekly. The eBay, guys, I don't know what has been told to you, or I don't know what hasn't been told to you, but $1,000 in your first week, I've never heard it happen ever for anybody. For anybody. You're going to be lucky to get a few sales your first week with listing consistently on a daily basis. All right, so you have to build a rapport with eBay. They're not just going to start throwing you $5,000 in sales your first week of reselling. I'm sorry, it's just not going to work like that. You have to be patient. This is a patience game. This is not a game where, okay, I got up 5,000 items on my store, now all of a sudden I should automatically be gifted $5,000 a week. No, it's not going to happen like that. It takes a while to build up that much inventory. Because hopefully you are selling inventory at the same time, right? Hopefully you're not just like listing shit, nothing selling. That happens to people. Usually when that happens to people, people are asking either too much for their items. I'm even finding that out now, still to this day. Stretching in towards 3 years of reselling, that some of my items are still listed too high. I mark them down a few dollars every, here and there, and they sell. And they've been sitting on the store for 6 months. So there's finding out. I think the most crucial thing in reselling, once you get going and you learn something that you can get pretty efficient at, like the amount of items you put up a day. I think the main key is your not only your title, but your price range. Just because you want to get $25 out of a sweatshirt doesn't mean anybody's willing to pay $25 for that sweatshirt. You know what I mean? Now, if you don't know and you're looking it up and you can't find nothing on it, if that's how much you feel like your time is valuable, at the market there, but have offers on so people can send you offers. I strongly suggest having offers on when it comes to reselling, guys. Not the majority, but a good portion of my sales are through offers. So, I think offers is a very important thing to have on. And once again, guys, just be realistic with your expectations in the first week. Even if you started a brick and mortar business, right? And it's going to be like a thrift store, or it's going to be a paint store, or it's going to be a mini Walmart. I don't know, whatever you choose to do. Be real. Do you think you're going to do $10,000 in sales your first week your store's open? No. Could that happen a year and a half, 2 years down the road? Absolutely. But you have to be realistic with your expectations when you're going into eBay. Yeah, I don't know if that person that just joined the group today don't know anything about eBay. Maybe was told a lie that, hey, your first week you can do $1,000 on eBay. I don't know. Maybe if you're selling $1,000 items, I don't know. And then my opinion on that, it's up to you what you want to sell. But trust me, the scammers out there are getting smarter, and it's a high risk. The higher value your item is, the odds are way greater for you to get scammed. And trust me, people are getting packages sent back to them with rocks in them. I watched Chris from Daily Refinement get something sent back, and it was a rock in a priority bag, and they refunded the buyer. So, I think eBay needs to tighten up on that a little bit, guys, and figure that out, how they're going to have to do it. Maybe the person needs to take the photos of the stuff back in the bag, but then there's scams behind that. You could easily pull it, So, but the odds of scamming happening to you, I do believe increases the more valuable your items are, right? For example, our daughter and her boyfriend have a pair of $800 Yeezys, brand new dead stock in the box. You know, the authentic ones. They're going for $850, $900 online. And they asked if I would list them. What do you guys think I said? I want to help the kids out, for sure. But the odds of me selling them are very great. They'll sell fast on my store. Okay? So I sell them for $800. This is what's going to happen. Right? This is what could happen. It happened to me on a pair of Jordans. They get the shoes they want. They send back some imitation fucking shoes in the mail. eBay says the package has arrived, so they refund the buyer. Now the buyer gets to keep my authentic Yeezys and send me back some knockoff Yeezys. Right? This exact same thing's happened to me with a pair of Jordans before. That's why I stopped selling items that are $300, $400, $500 because because this is what's going to happen. We're going to give the kids the $800, right? And then when that person decides to send back a fake pair of knockoff Yeezys, that's going to come out of my bank account now because I already gave the kids $800, right? That makes sense to you? And then I got a 60-day return policy, so they could have them for 58 days and say, hey, I decided I want to send them back, and then I'm SOL out of $800. So a lot of people want all them golden jackpot items, but them scammers aren't getting stupider, man. They're keeping up with the trends, and that ain't to scare off any new resellers. My suggested sale prices are from $10 to $40. Yes, I have some $100 items. Yes, I have some $200. But when it gets to $500 to $600 to $800 items, I would much rather just have that much in sales through multiple sales, right? Not too many people are trying to rip you off for a $20 sweater. Now, they're out there. Don't get me wrong, but far and few between. There's a lot more people out there that can't afford a pair of Yeezys that cost damn near $1,000, right? Than somebody wanting a $20 shirt, right? If you're gonna scam somebody, are you gonna scam somebody for $20 or $800, right? Like, I mean, think about it. If you were the scammer, you know, I sure wouldn't be going for nickels and pennies when I could be nailing the home runs, you know. So that's up to you what you want to resell. But again, guys, the $1,000 your first week thing, you know, maybe I misread it. Maybe they misworded it, and they would like to make $1,000 a week. That's very feasible. But your very first week in reselling, I never heard of anybody doing that. Like I said, unless you got, you know, every item you listing is $1,000. I mean, if you're selling houses or some shit, I guess, you know, you might get a lucky draw. But I never heard of any reseller starting out with nickels and dimes like we did, getting $1,000 in sales the first week. So if you want to make $1,000 profit, depending on where you're at and what your tax brackets are, you got to sell $2,000 or over to get that much money in your pocket. I don't think a lot of people think of that. You know, your payout says that you got paid out $2,500 this week, right? And then you do your 2,500 times 0.22% tax or whatever if you're in Michigan, or 0.25, whatever, to be on the safe side. And then you realize, and then you take the cost of the goods out, and then you realize, well, you know, I'm right there down to about $1,200, you know, $1,400. Just because you got paid out $2,500, that doesn't mean that's how much you make, unless you're trying to get the government. And trust me, they'll catch up to you. You know, don't do that. So yeah, just a quick recap. I definitely injured myself. I'm going to be out of commission for a little bit. I'm still going to list items to the best of my ability today. But it's going to be difficult because I usually take my pictures with my camera overhead, kind of pointing down at my board there to do my photography, and I'm not going to be able to do that. So I got a little step ladder. I'm going to walk up and down and get my leg exercise routine in, and I guess like that. But yeah, I haven't been making as much content because I'm just trying to spend a little more time with my fiance, spend a little more time with my family than I was. You know, there's some days I was making 3 videos and then working 12 hours. And you guys, you know, whether you believe it or not, the 3 videos a day and 12 hours a day of reselling, and then by the end of the day, I mean, I don't ever see my fiance. I see my fiance at night when I go to bed, and then she's usually already asleep, and by the time I'm getting up, I'm taking her to work. So it's like, you know, I mean, how far do you really want to push it? You know, how far do you really want to push it, and what's most important to you guys in life? I got caught up in the resell, like all I thought was resell, right? But there's a lot more out there in life than just being an 18-hour-a-day reseller. And you'll crumble in other areas, man. You know, yeah, I was getting insecure in my relationship. I was, because I know I wasn't spending the quality time with my fiance like I should have been, even though my goals were, to be able to provide very, very well for me and my fiance and the family. Sometimes, you just do the best you can do on eBay. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. But I got overwhelmed at times because, once again, I felt bad. I wasn't spending enough time with my fiance. Hence, another reason why we joined the gym, to do something healthy together. And I think that's very important. If you're getting into reselling with a significant other, if they don't want to get involved into it with you, that's fine and dandy. It's your choice on what you want to do for a living or whatever. But don't make no time no more for your significant other, because I was highly guilty of that, and it makes you feel like shit. So don't do that, because I was starting to feel like a burnout phase, because even though sales were increasing and making more money than I ever made before, looking at my fiance, knowing that she would like a little more of my time, that's where it's at for me, and that's where it's going to get back to. I'm not giving up. That don't mean I'm giving up on eBay. I mean I'm quitting on eBay. But I guess I got to structure my day a little better. And for any of you guys that are just getting started and you got a significant other that maybe don't want to get involved, please take my advice, because if you dive all the way in, and I'm not telling you not to, but if you dive all the way into reselling it and you start leaving your significant other, out of your day, pretty soon they're not going to be in your day at all. They're just going to leave, right? Thankful mine didn't do that. She knows, but she deserves my time too, just as much as anything else. You got to make a living, and I know a lot of couples go that way, where they're working so many damn hours they never see each other. But the truth is, I like to see my significant other. I like to spend time with her, and I know she likes to with me as well. So, the past couple of days, that's what I've been thinking about. When it comes to reselling, is don't overindulge yourself so bad that you forget about everything else in your life. It's possible to do. It's very possible to do that, guys. I was like, I'm going to make more money than I ever made in my life, and I'm going to be able to provide for my family better than I ever have. And I lost myself in the process, and I lost who I was even at times, and that can get depressing, man. I went through a couple dark areas. Look at that. I can't even scratch my neck, guys. Went through a couple dark areas. This ain't a poor me, pity me party, right? I'm just telling you honestly what has happened in my life throughout reselling is. I've really done nothing this past 3 years about reselling. Literally nothing. We visit my fiance's dad once a week. I don't think I get all in detail. But what we used to do together, we don't do anymore. And I'm going to bring that back, because, who knows if I'm going to wake up tomorrow? Who knows if she is? Thank the good Lord for giving us this day, you know what I'm saying? But you never know. So don't get so indulged in it. You don't got to listen to all these YouTube. I used to say, man, you only need 4 hours of sleep a day. Grind it out for 20. Don't listen to that shit, man. I didn't know what I was talking about back then. Your family's the most important thing. Very wealthy or fucking poor, it doesn't matter. If you got your family, you got your family. You should be rich in love, opposed to fuck a dollar, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, of course, everybody wants to make a dollar to pay their bills, right? Everybody got to pay their bills, and everybody wants some type of toy, right? It don't have to be a motorcycle like I want. It don't have, it could be anything. It could be, me and my fiance now we're talking about buying metal detectors, so we can go out and start, she enjoys finding things like that as well as I do. And we're going to spend a lot more time together this summer, and that's what, just don't get caught up in the, I listened to what everybody else was saying, trying to catch up to $1 million in sales. That will come when it comes, right? And I'm not telling you to make excuses for you not to do your work today. Do your fucking work. If you say you're going to do 20 items, god damn it, do 20 items, right? Just do them. Just get them done, and then you got the rest of your day. You can list 20 items in 2 hours. Once you get good at whatever you list, you can do 20 items in 2 hours. It's going to take time to get there. You're not going to be able to do that your first month, probably. You might not even be able to do that your second month or your 6th month. I don't know. It took me a long time to be able to do 10 items an hour. But I wasn't able to do that until I picked a niche. Once I picked a niche, I was able to get into that. So, for whoever that was, maybe I read your thing wrong. But if you truly want to make $1,000 your first week, man, that scares me because you're gonna get your feelings hurt. I'm sure of it. Again, unless you're selling iPhones or something, and I just don't believe eBay's going to give you that much traffic here first. Anybody else that's been reselling for a long time make way over make $1,000 a week. I mean, you think because you sell $1,000 that's all your money? No, it's not. No, it's not. Trust me. A lot of that's tax money, gas money, whatever else your living expenses money. You got to take that the cost of the products, whatever, and if you got 100 iPhones, you spend a lot more dollars than $1,000, right? You probably spent more like 20. I don't know it'd be more than that, right? They're what, $1,000, $1,200 times 100. Do the math. That's a lot. So hopefully that wasn't. Maybe I read it wrong. Maybe that this person worded it wrong, but that's not going to happen. $1,000 your first week, but in time, I'll be honest with you. We're there and above. You could definitely make $1,000 a week, and you don't got to kill yourself to do it. You don't even got to come close to killing yourself to make $1,000 a week on eBay. But you guys also got to remember, $1,000 a week today isn't what $1,000 a week ago was when our parents were making a fucking gas. Look at the gas prices right now. When my dad made almost $2,000 a week or whatever, gas was fucking 94 cents a gallon. You go and buy a gallon of milk for under $1. Go buy a gallon of milk today, see what that. So $1,000 a week at today's day and age ain't shit like it used to be. It might be $500-600 or something to where it was 20-30 years ago. And a lot of people want to do the $1,000 a week thing, right? Because you can live on $1,000 a week for sure. But you're not balling at $1,000 a week. I don't know who told you, or if you think that $1,000 a week is balling. But after you take taxes out of that and everything, and you pay your daily living expense, depending on what that is, try to keep that low in the beginning. But $1,000 a week ain't balling, man. It's not. It's $4,000 a month. Once you take your rent out and everything else, and your consumers and everything else, and your gas, and you're down to $2,000 a month, $1,500. It's not a lot of money, right? I used to always think that $1,000 a week is the king. It's not really that much anymore. But you could definitely make that much, and I'm not saying it's garbage. By no means necessary, right? But $1,000 a week ain't a lot of money. No. I'd be more happy towards 5 or 6 a week. And that's just my opinion, though. But me saying 5 or 6K a week is good money to somebody else that's a millionaire. That's chump change. You see what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So, $1,000 a week is a really good goal to set yourself, because you can get there. You can achieve it for sure. There's nobody in this group that can't achieve $1,000 a week within due time. I can't tell you when you're going to get there, and nobody else can, because they don't know how often you're going to list. Now, if you told me, okay, Justin, I am going to list 10 items a day for the first month, and the next month I'm going to do 15, then the next month I'm going to do 20. Keep on going like that. I could probably give you an estimated time of how long it's going to take you to make $1,000 a month. But you might list 10 today, none tomorrow, and 10 the next day, and 2 that. In being inconsistent like that, nobody will ever be able to tell you how often you're going to make $1,000 a week, because your shit's going to fluctuate so much it won't become predictable. You want your sales to become predictable, right? You want your sales to be like, okay, I'm probably going to sell 20 items today. You already got that set in stone. I'm going to make $500 today, or whatever it might be, right? Or 2 items today. And eventually, after a while, and you stay consistent, you'll see that eBay keeps giving you that amount of sales. Stop for a few days and see what happens. Those sales diminish. I've been there, done it a million different times, you guys. I went strong for 6 months, slowed down a little bit. My sales went, woo, pick back up, go strong again. My sales go, woo, slow down again. My sales go down. So, eBay's all on how much you want to list, guys. Now, I got to get myself to work. I hope this video maybe helped whoever out that was with hopes of making $1,000 the first week. Now, if that's possible for you, man, prove me wrong. Please do. I want to see everybody succeed. But I also want you to be realistic with your goals. And $1,000 a week in your first week of reselling it, I don't think that's too realistic. And if anybody else has achieved that, please let me know. You know, everybody says something's impossible till it's done, right? Like the guy that broke the 4-minute mile or whatever. Everybody thought that the human body would just shut down, and then after he broke that, you know, there's high schoolers that are doing 4-minute miles now. You know, so everything's impossible if somebody does it. So if you think you can do $1,000 your very first week of reselling, prove me wrong, man. Get out there and get it. All right, it's your boy Flippin' Stoop. I hope you guys have a rocking day. And hey, if you're 40 or even 30 and you used to work out like crazy or never worked out in your life, don't go into the gym and go crazy like I did, because I cannot even get my arms any higher than this.